So from Awakening Your Ikigai, I read the part about sumo wrestlers. Sumo provides an special case for the diversity and robustness of Ikigai. It tells the story of how one can find one's Ikigai even in a world where the rules describing wins and losses are extremely strict. In many areas of human activity, value systems used to measure one's performances are subtle and open to alternative interpretations, so that one can even have self delusions and feel that one is doing alright. Small wrestlers cannot enjoy that kind of ambiguity or self delusion. That does not, however, prevent them from having a sense of ikigai. So here I discussed how small wrestlers who are really living in a competitive world, wins and losses, and only 1 in 10 make it to the Julio Sekitori class, where you can make a really decent living, and only so 9 out of 10 they end up being an underdog, and so that is the really harsh world of sumo. However, it's really interesting that some wrestlers do stay after it becomes apparent that they cannot really make it to the top divisions, or make a decent living, and it's really amazing. No matter how poor you might be as a small wrestler, you can stay in the world of sumo as long as you wish. You would be doing your daily chores, be an assistant to the senior small wrestlers, and and stay there. You actually fight in the boot, and but continue losing. And I discussed the case of Hattori Sakura here, who is on a losing streak and cannot win, but he's apparently enjoying sumo, and this is a really great testimony of the diversity of the world of sumo. I mean, in other professional sports like baseball, if you are a poor performer, then you'll be asked to leave. I mean, they will let you go. The same goes for athletics, rugby, many other sports. But in sumo, once you become a sumo wrestler, no matter how poor you might perform, you can stay there as long as you like. So I think that's a great philosophy of life. I mean, after all, we are all in death game of life, and no matter how poorly we might perform, we can find some form of ikigai. So it's not that like we are living in a huge market economy where we win and lose, and if you are a loser, you should be out of job, or you should be thrown out of the community. That's not the case. I mean, human life is more diverse than that, more rich than that. But some people do preach the philosophy of this exclusion based on performance, and which is, I think, not really what life is all about. Life is about being there, continuing to be part of the community, no matter how poorly or excellently you might perform. So I think sumo, the world of sumo, is a really great example where you can find pleasure even if you're a poor performer. Because as long as you live, it doesn't really matter whether you perform good or poorly.